Hey bees, I'm Marie and today we are going to make some creamy lavender meadow bath melts. So these things are awesome. If you love baths, you're gonna love these things. Because usually, if you're familiar with adding oil to your bathtub, it's dangerous, right? Like you go to get out of your bathtub and it's turned into a giant oil slick, so you're like very gingerly trying to like step out of your bathtub without having a whoa kind of moment. And that's because, of course, the oil doesn't emulsify with water. It just sits on top of it, and then the water drains out, and the oil goes and coats the side of your bathtub and turns it into, you know, a sort of bathroom assassin, if you will. And then you kind of ruin the effect of your wonderful, relaxing bath, because now you have to scrub out your tub. Otherwise, you might, kill your husband or your children or something when they go to take a shower. And so what makes these little nuggets of bath time goodness better than just normal bath melts or a normal bath oil is that they contain an emulsifier. So they will emulsify into your bath water, which means that when you drain the tub, whoop, down go the oils and you don't nearly die when you try to get out of the tub at the end of the night. So I formulated these bath melts to have a relatively low melting temperature, but I did want them to be solid. So you're going to want to make sure that you don't make them too large. Either that or you're going to want to make sure that your bath is scaldingly hot. So I would probably choose going with smaller bath melts rather than burn your skin off bath water. So I used some really adorable little heart-shaped molds that are just a silicone ice cube tray that I found on Amazon that I'll link to in the description box below. I would recommend keeping your bath melts at about a teaspoon or sort of a 5-gram size or smaller. That, or if you're gonna make them a little bit bigger, give them a little squish, squish, squish before you throw them into your bath water. So really all we're going to do is weigh, mix, melt, pour, and refrigerate, and you're done. So come on, let's go get bathy. We'll start making our bath melts by grabbing a heat-resistant glass measuring cup, and to it we're going to add 20 grams of cocoa butter, 10 grams of refined shea butter, and you could use unrefined if you wanted to, but I wanted just the scent of the cocoa butter and not the scent of shea butter. And 10 grams of a complete emulsifying wax. And this is emulsifying wax NF, but you could also use Polo Wax, Emulsimulse, or BTMS 50. So now we're going to put our measuring cup in a small water bath. So this is just a saucepan with about 1 inch or 3 centimeters of water in it. And I'm going to go put this on the stove top for about 20 to 30 minutes over medium heat until everything is melted through. So once the cocoa butter, shea butter, and emulsifying wax have melted through, you can remove the water bath from the heat. And we'll set this water bath aside and just dry off the outside of the measuring cup. And now we're going to add some essential oils. So for this one, we're doing a lavender meadow. So it's going to be lavendery and then fresh. So we're going to add some lavender essential oil, some fir needle essential oil, and some spruce. So if you don't have fir or spruce, but you maybe have pine, you can use pine instead, or if you just sort of have one of these, you can use all of one or the other. You're just looking for a bright, fresh, tree-y, coniferous scent. So we'll have 10 drops of lavender. Five drops of spruce. I think that was a lot more than 5. So we're going to do a few less drops of fir. It was going to be 7, but let's call it 5 drops of fir and 7 drops of spruce. So 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Give that a quick stir. And now we're ready to put these in our molds. So I've got this super cute heart silicone ice cube mold that I got on Amazon, and I'll put the link to it in the description box below. And I have it on a plate because, as you can see, it is very floppy. And we're going to want to put this in the fridge after we've poured our bath melts to help everything set up faster, because there's no real wax in here. Emulsifying wax is not really a real wax, not like beeswax or candelilla wax. They'd take ages to set up at room temperature, so we're going to put them in the fridge. All right, so one careful trip to the fridge is ahead of me. Once your bath melts have solidified, you can remove them from the fridge. This will actually take a while. I left mine in the fridge for about 2 hours before removing them. So you can give your silicone mold a bit of a tug to start to release them from the edges, and then pop them out. So these are pretty soft by design so that they melt easily in hot water. So I've got a bit here so we can test it out. Oops. So depending on how hot you like your bath water, you might want to give your bath melt a wee smoosh before you add it to the water to help it out. If you add it just as you're running the bath water, the agitation of the bath water being run should help get everything melted. Ooh, there's a teeny little, and it's gone. All right. So that's basically what'll happen in your bath. Sweet. So now you're ready to go take a bath. So I've got a cute little tin here. I'm gonna pop some of these in. Careful not to handle them for too long because of course they do have quite a low melting point and they will melt in your hands. I got this cute little vintage tin from a shop in Vancouver called Step Back. And if you live in Vancouver, they're definitely worth checking out. Looks like I have too many for the tin. Oh well, I guess I'm just gonna go have to take a bath. What hardship. And there you go. You just made some lavender meadow bath melts. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe and check the description box below for links to everything I used in this recipe, plus the full written recipe with all the amounts in both metric and imperial. See you next time.